Yippity-doo. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, do-do-do-do-do. Sing a new song to Jehovah, for the wonders he has wrought. It is wrought on what, I don't know the rest of the song. How do we start these again? Ahoy, ahoy! March 10, 2021. We're listening to Moms and Dads. Day, I think it's 369. It's give or take 2 days. We are gonna do the... Oh, crap, it's gone already. Choose your own adventure tag. It was created by Joanna, who is a prominent character in the shelf space world. And she created this tag with a few others, so I'll have everybody's videos linked below if you want to watch them. They are all awesome. I was tagged by Jake Bishop, and she was only Evie, so thanks for the tag. I appreciate it. So it has about 9 questions, so let's go through them. And the first one, number 1, fantasy twin. Name a character who you can relate to on a personal level. I picked Renarin from the Stormlight Archive. This is a character that is so much like me that I'm actually wondering if Brandon Sanderson somehow got in my head, found out how I thought, and then made a character like it. It is so creepy, honestly. But whenever Renarin's on the character, I just am glued to the story. And my biggest gripe about book 4 was that he was barely in it, and it made me very, very sad. But let's keep going. Number 2, hero. Name a character that you inspire to be like. You know, this was probably the toughest one, but I decided on Corbin from the Malice book. I wasn't a big fan of this book, so I didn't continue it, but Corbin was easily my favorite character. If it was just his storyline, I would have kept going. The other characters were very not my cup of tea, but Corbin is a very hard-working kid. He tries very hard to be good at things and is not lazy. And I aspire to be not lazy because I am very lazy. Number 3, champion. Choose a character to be your champion in a duel. So I didn't really know about this one either, but I'm wondering, I'm thinking, I'm imagining like a sword on sword action. Like there's no magic, it's just me with a sword versus this guy with a sword. And I picked Geralt from the Witcher series. I have not read the actual series. I've just read the short story, the 2 short story collection books. And he seems, and I watched the show obviously, and he seems like a guy that can't lose. So maybe he does lose eventually in this series, and then this is the worst answer ever, but I'm pretty happy with that answer because I wanted The Witcher to be an answer in this fantasy tag because I'm a big fan of him. Unlikable character. Name a character you love to hate. I'm going to pick what everybody's probably picked, and it's going to be Cersei from the Game of Thrones series. Wow. George R.R. Martin is so good at making characters. She is the worst. Absolutely the worst. Whenever she's on, whenever it's her point of view, you're like, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously. And then you're like, I kind of want another Cersei chapter because they are always entertaining. That's my answer, I guess. Number 5, name a character. Oh, sorry, it's called Tavern Buddy. Name a character with whom you'd want to have a drink or spend the night out on town with. Spoiler alert, from now on out, I'm going to have a lot of Name of the Wind characters because I've watched a lot of these fantasy tag videos and not a lot of them had a Name of the Wind, and I took that very personally. I was very tree stand. So that was work calling me at 7 o'clock at night, telling me that I'm gonna have to stay late on a Friday, so I won't get home till like 9 o'clock on a Friday. That was the worst call I've ever received. Anyways, where were we? What were we doing? What's life? Tavern Buddy. Oh yeah. Who would you like to go out with? It would be Bast from the Name of the Wind. I would ask him about 1,000 questions, like, who are you, Bast? What are you doing here? What's your end game? What are you doing here? What's with your legs? Why don't you finish that book? I don't know. Bass is so interesting. He's the most intriguing character in the book, and I just want to know what he is doing. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Villain. Name a character with whom you would not want to cross paths with. If you have read the second one in this, The Wise Man's Fear, there is a character called the Cathay. Just imagine with me. If you've ever watched Infinity War, where Doctor Strange is doing weird stuff and he's like seeing all the possible futures, and then he decides to do the best one and the one that saves the most lives, the Cathay in this book would do the whole Doctor Strange stuff and then pick the storyline which most of the more people would die. He sees all different kinds of circumstances, all different outcomes, and then he says the words that would lead to the worst possible outcome. And the first time I read it, the Cathay was just a normal, he was just a tree. And the second time I was like shivering in my boots when he was talking to Cavall. I don't know if you could pick a more terrifying character. Okay, let's keep going. Mentor. Name a character you would want to learn from or have as a mentor. Now, this was pretty hard, but when I was growing up, there was one character that came in mind, and it's not this book, it's Christopher Bologna's Aragon series, where Brom, I think his name is Brom? Did I write it down? I didn't. I think it's Brom. The mentor that trains Aragon in the first book, and I absolutely loved him. And ever since then, he's just my immediate answer for who I would pick as a mentor of a fantasy book, since I get asked that so often. Next one, Samwise. Name a character who you would trust to be your best friend. I am going to go with the Gansey, Ronan, Noah, Adam, and Blue from these books. I want to be their friend. That sounded depressing and sad and loserish. Found family. If you could adapt a character, give it a home, or who would it be? First off, the first one, it would be Opal, I think her name is, and she doesn't come until, I think, this one. Ronan and an Opal. Opal, little orphan girl. I had a sweet spot for that little messed up child. But the honest answer is, and the only answer is Ari, from The Name of the Wind. Could you find a more perfect answer for that? No. Ari is my favorite character. My screensaver on my computer is all Ari. My background is Ari carrying her little gear from the silent regard of stupid things. The silent regard of something things. Starts with an S. Where it's a Patrick Rothfuss novella about Ari, and no dialogue is spoken through the entire book, and it was just an amazing book, and just because it was from the point of view of Ari, and it was beautiful. That's it. I'm supposed to tag people, but I think this tag has come and gone. So if you are new and you see this tag and you're like, hey, I've never seen this tag and I want to do it, go ahead and do it, and then let me know, and then I can watch it. I am going to revise this tag because it is kind of a fun one. All right, toodaloo. Have a good day. I don't know how this one's going to go.